What'd you think about the wing there, Dano?
I give it 2 wings up.
Hell yeah.
Alright guys, we're back here at Flatirons Tuning again. It probably doesn't look like we moved much, but we really do, I promise.
I have. I think I got up. No, I didn't.
Yep, and so, we're here with John Cooley,
Yep.
Flatirons. He's the guy you want to talk to when you call up here. And we're going to talk about the 9lives wing. They partnered up with 9lives, which is a growing company. I think they've been around. I think they just had like their 1 or 2 year anniversary.
2-year anniversary.
And they've really been gaining a lot of speed. So I'm sure you've probably seen cars in 9live wing, but John worked with them not only to get the wing, but also to help develop a bolt-on option for the GRs and the GDs.
Yeah, and with 9lives Racing, the coolest thing is that they have a really well-designed, tested, and proven airfoil design. But the thing that we immediately gravitated to is that they make it out of aluminum, so the cost is less. And also to work with it, it's so much easier to work with aluminum compared to, say, carbon fiber. So that all of a sudden makes the possibility of making your own kit much more feasible to people. But to make your own kit, there's still a fair amount of fabrication.
Sure.
So that's where we kind of decided to step in and try and help out for a bolt-on application. We've got it for the GD sedan based on the WRX trunk, and then the GR sedan based on the STI trunk from 11 to 14. And yeah, it's a really neat wing because it's very effective with minimal drag. And then what we've been able to do, since we were able to kind of test or do our own design, is we were able to put it at the limit, like as high and as far back as possible based on most common rules. I think most restrictive is SCCA for autocrossing, so we did that. So basically it's at roof height, and the furthest point back on the wing doesn't extend past the rear bumper. But we were able to put it like right at that point.
Yeah.
And that means that the wing is going to be as effective as it could be because of that location. But most other wings that are bolt-on, they're nowhere near that height or location. And so all of that kind of ends up being a really effective wing and a much lower price than one of the carbon wings.
Yeah. So yeah, even compared to the carbon rings, I think the one that they essentially set out to compete with it's a little bit cheaper, but we compared it to the next level up, and we had great success with it. And another cool thing too, at least with Flatirons working with 9lives, is that Flatirons was able to put those wings on a couple test cars.
Yeah.
And then really figure out like, hey, did it actually work? Did it? How does it feel strength-wise? What was the installation like? And even more so, is it fit within those guidelines, those rules? I think we had to make one adjustment on one of the 2 wings, so I think that's pretty good.
Yes, yeah, it's about a ½ inch of a movement, but I mean, yeah, we were able to really test it and dial it in, and we tested it on track at speed. And so, I mean, it's a pretty sturdy upright. I think in one of the pictures, you can actually see me sitting on the wing.
Yeah.
So we also tested strength, and yeah, it holds up and it seems to work really well.
Yeah. We really like him. We really like the company. I know the company's offering they're trying to get out even more beyond the wings too, and offering some rough kind of CFD stuff and some 3D scanning and things.
They're trying to take it to the next level.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
And it's awesome. And it's just like we talked about. You've probably seen in the other field video. Those are guys you're going to see at the track too. You see the owner, especially on any of the East Coast tracks. You'll see 9lives wings literally everywhere. I mean, whether it's E36s, Spec E46, Miatas, and I think that's where they really got their big springboard was with the Miatas. But I mean, the Grand Touring sedan stuff. I mean, everywhere the 9lives wings. So we're really excited that we were able, at least in John's case, John was able to work with those guys to get the foils, work with a local fabricator to get those things styled in, and then be able to have his hands and our fingers and stuff involved with that development to be able to make those small adjustments that you might not be able to make otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, it has a lot of adjustment, and really what we tried to do, or what we feel like we've done, is it's a really affordable wing that is effective in motorsports. I mean, if you want to go to the track and have a wing that works and that you have some adjustments, so you really can get effective downforce at the track, that's what the wing is designed to do, and it does it. I think when you went out to COTA, that was kind of one of your first tests, and maybe just tell again
Yeah.
what some of the results were, what you noticed on track.
Absolutely. So at CODA, we went out with an APR wing, the big APR wing, did our first session out there with the APR wing. The second session was really close after that. I think there was only about 45 minutes. That was only my first time ever at that track. We went back out again with the 9lives. We tried to set the, based on the downforce, we tried to set the downforce pretty equal between the two spoilers so that we'd have like a direct back-to-back comparison. And one of the things that we noticed with the APR spoiler that's advertised but not talked about is the drag. And one of the things that, 9lives is really standing on is those spoilers are way less drag, like a third the less drag than the spoiler that I was running before. So the first thing I noticed out there, and you see it in our telemetry, is that I was going 5 and 6 miles an hour faster down both back stretches without any loss of rear stability. And that was literally just taking one wing off and putting one wing on. I actually think we did it like one trunk off and one trunk on, but just to keep
Same
everything,
difference.
everything kind of in the same ballpark. And right away, to be able to pick up 5 miles an hour and 6 miles an hour and 2 of the straight stretches, one of which is uphill at the end. You're driving uphill, and I only had 260 wheel horsepower at that time too, so not a lot of power to play with. So these aren't 400 horsepower gains. These are gains at 260 horsepower. So that's I think really says something to the design.
It proves the efficiency, and that was what we were most excited about. You can hear that the wing is more efficient, but to actually see it, that's what you'd expect. No loss of downforce, but you're picking up speed on the straights.
Yep, absolutely.
That's really encouraging.
Yeah, super encouraging.
Yeah.
And we like it. 9lives likes that we're doing it, and they're fully supportive of Flatirons taking that on, and
we're just excited to for everybody out there that's watching this, if you have a Subaru and you've been wanting a wing that isn't going to break the bank, that's going to work, it's aluminum, so it's going to hold up.
Yep.
They're pretty darn durable.
Yeah.
You can take it off, load it in the back of your truck, and you're not going to have to worry about getting some significant damage or anything like that if you accidentally put something on top of it or whatnot. They're strong wings, but they also work.
Yep. Yeah, and talk about durability. That poor wing, where we traveled on the East Coast with Nick Steniford, I had to take the wing off every time because we were worried about it getting hit by the beaver tail of the trailer. And that poor thing got mounted and dismounted and mounted and dismounted 5 or 6 different times.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was pouring rain. I know when we were leaving Atlanta, it was literally torrential downfall and the wind was blowing like crazy. And I don't think the wing got such super nice treatment. We did our best, but that wing really is durable. It looks as good today as it did, when we put it on in February. So
and carbon fiber wings, you just have to be a little bit more careful with them.
absolutely.
So it's nice to not, at the end of the day when you're just loading up, you don't have to really have that worry in your mind at all.
Yeah. And it's cool when there's a lot of stance arrow out there that really isn't much cheaper than real functional arrow.
Right.
And that's the fun part about this 9lives wing. It's built at a price point, that Flatirons is able to sell it at a price point that's, cuts the other wing, the other big wings in half. And we have real world results that prove that it works.
And it's a direct bolt on for both of those trunks. So literally, if you wanted to drive to the track with it, you can. And when you come home, if you want to just take it off and put your stock wing back on, you can do that too. It's designed to be modular.
Yep. So, well, right on. Well, thank you, John. I appreciate having the conversation.
Yeah.
I think this
Thanks for coming
is, look forward to our other videos with the rest of my top 5. And I appreciate all your guys' time.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.